Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how to make a low carb keto meal using eggplant. And it shouldn't take no more than like 30 minutes, give or take. Quick, easy meal is going to be delicious. My first time preparing it, so I'm going to walk you through the steps this year. It's so funny. This is my year of yes. Now, when I was married, I didn't really like to cook. When I was raising Brittany, who is now in college now, I didn't really care to cook. I mean, I did it anyway, but it wasn't my favorite thing to do. But now, since I'm not married and my daughter is out of the house, I'm an empty nester, guess what I like to do? Cook. And for those of you who ask me about keto and it was like, oh, you're real disciplined with the keto. No, I'm not. I am the least disciplined person that I know. I just try to eat before I go out and drink. But I try to eat a meal before I go out. So that way when I'm at a restaurant, I'm not overdoing it. I mean, and there's still plenty of things on the menu at a lot of different restaurants. Okay, so here we go. Sorry for the camera position. Don't have anybody hold it. First time doing this one. But anyway, so this is the eggplant. I already washed my eggplant off. And so what we're going to do, we're going to cut the back. I get it. We're going to cut the back. And then we're going to cut the front. And normally I would have like a little bag whenever I'm cooking, so that way that would just go straight into that. And then we're going to slice the eggplant in half, like so. Voila. Now we're going to gut the middle of the eggplant. I'm going to grab a spoon to kind of help with this, but I'm going to use my knife. I'm just going to cut in to the eggplant. And I find that if you just slice it like this, be careful with the knife. If you have a really sharp knife, it might go through the eggplant. And just cut it like that in little pieces already. Because the consistency of this eggplant is not really soft in the middle, so you can't just kind of scoop it out like ice cream or anything like that, or like watermelon. And I'm just going to put it in my bowl here. And it kind of pops out. So it's going to pop out like that. And you have to use just a little force with it. Some of it's popping out, most of it's not. So there you go. The spoon actually helps. I know I'm a little off camera. So when I gut it out, it looks like this. All right. I'm going to put that to the side, and we're going to repeat. Once again, be careful with the knife when you're gutting this out. Depending on how soft the eggplant is, I want you to cut yourself. I'm doing it in little pieces because this is what we're going to be frying off. And once again, take it to the bowl and gut it out. Yeah, you kind of have to have that knife cut the bottom like that, and a little bit easier. Take the knife underneath, cut it, and it raises up. I'm going to put this in here. All right. And now that we've gutted this out, I'll show you what this looks like. Depending on how many people you're feeding, you might want to use 2 eggplants. But this is just me, and I'll probably eat off of this meal for like 2 days. So this is basically the middle, and this is what we're going to be frying off. But right now, I'm going to take the eggplant, put them in a bowl, and I'm going to add a little butter in the center, and I'm going to run them through the oven for a couple of minutes to get them nice and tender while I cook the filling. It's about, what, a quart butter. You can just chop it up in there like that. I'll do each side. like so. And just run it through the oven and let the eggplant get tender. Oh, I'm gonna get good at this. And I'm gonna have like real cameramen and everything, a real studio and everything. So you won't have to get these belly shots of me putting this in the oven. Yep. Just give me a minute to figure it all out. All right, so now, I know I said I was gonna do breakfast sausage, but I think I'm just gonna, I love Johnsonville broth. And this is easier right now. It was already defrosted in my refrigerator, so I'm just gonna use this, maybe 2 of them for part of the filling. I know people are like, what? How ghetto is this? She's putting wieners in it. Hey, I'm one of those people. I use what I have in the fridge because a lot of times it goes bad. But I find that Johnsonville broth has a great flavor that I love. And you're just going to cut it up and make it work. Yep. So I'm not going to leave it like in the little circles that really look like wieners. I'm just going to chop it up in bite-sized pieces. But you can do whatever you choose. Yeah. So I've never been to culinary school or anything like that. So I'm not a professional chef, cook, or anything like that. So don't laugh at me with my knife skills. Like I said before, never was a big fan of cooking. I did what I had to do to raise and support my family. My sister Linnell and my sister Pat, they were the cooks of the family. My grandmother, my mom, she couldn't cook. Don't tell her I said that. So, all right. And so now what I'm going to do, I've chopped this up to save a little time. I already purchased the seasoning already cut up. So I'm going to put that in a pan. I already cleaned my shrimp, deveined the shrimp, and butterfly them. But because I didn't buy a whole lot of shrimp, I'm just going to chop them in half to make, you know, give me a little bit more so I can have some shrimp in every bite of the meal. This is a pound of large shrimp, extra large shrimp. I could have maybe did 2 pounds, 3 pounds for a meal like this. But like I said, when I saw the eggplant, I knew I wanted eggplant. I just didn't know how I was going to prepare it. Normally, I would just saute the eggplant and then add the shrimp later and call it a day. Easy breezy. But for some reason today, I felt like I was Emerald Lagasse in the kitchen cooking it up. All right. So now what's going in the skillet, the middle of my eggplant, shrimp, sausage, seasoning, and like garlic powder and all of that good stuff there. So let's go. So I just tasted a little bit of this. Oh my word, this is so good. I don't even need to add any more seasoning to this because, like I said, I use this. It's for barbecue shrimp. Hopefully you can read some of the ingredients in here. I know this tells you how to make it with this seasoning. You don't have the ingredients. This is so freaking good. I need to call the people so they can pay me for that endorsement. So right now, my fire is on like medium. I'm about to turn it down medium low. And I'm going to add the shrimp right now. You guys looking at my floor. Once again, I am not a chef. I am a working woman. Fixing a quick, easy meal after work. So I don't need comments. Oh, you didn't do this right, or this didn't marinate right, and blah, 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 blah. All right. I'll edit that part out. So now I've added the shrimp. I was thinking about adding a cream sauce to this, and This is actually really good, just like this. The only reason why I would add a cream sauce with this, because you can stop at this point and just use this as the stuffing for the eggplant. I'm going to add a little cream sauce to it, only because, you know, keto, it's a high-fat diet. And sometimes, you know, I'll go out, I mean, I eat what I like, and sometimes it's not high in fat. But, like, this would be something that I can have at the house when I'm trying to hit the mark with my fat. I try to do healthy fats like avocado and that kind of stuff. I try to stay away from dairy as much as I possibly can, but you know, a lot of times I miss the mark because I like to add a little cheese here and there. I don't overdo it because cheese keeps you inflamed, dairy keeps you inflamed. So the sausage in here, of course, is a little fattening, but the shrimp is your protein, and the eggplant kind of like the filler. Put some mushrooms in here. I think there's carbs in the mushrooms. Not a whole lot though, because it's not like you're gonna sit and eat one whole eggplant. So me personally, I think I'm gonna add the white cream sauce and make like a little sauce with this. And I'm using heavy whipping cream. I'm not gonna do a whole lot. I'm not trying to get it soupy. It's creamy. And it's up to you. You can add a little bit more butter, you know, for flavor. And I'm just going to let this kind of marinate together. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little cheese in here to make it a little bit thicker. So I added the filling inside of the eggplant, and what I made was more than enough. I even have some left over that I'm probably gonna pick off of while this gets done, because I'm gonna run it back in the oven for a couple of minutes. The sides are nice and tender of the eggplant. But right now I'm going to sprinkle it with a little Parmesan cheese and let that get brown. It's almost like what we do here when we make the stuffed bell peppers. Kind of the same concept, I guess. Yeah, well, the same concept, but it's a stuffed eggplant, low carb. And I'm gonna let this brown in the oven. And like I said, this is more than enough for one person, because I'll probably eat one for, I haven't had lunch yet, so a half of a half will probably be my lunch, and I'll probably eat the other part later tonight when I get back in. Alright, so there we have it. Like I said, I'm going to let this brown in the oven. And this is kind of tender. But I'm going to let that cook a little bit more. Maybe another 15-20 minutes, you know, depending on your oven. And let's see how this goes, alrighty? And I'll come back with pictures. I'll have it plated for you, alright? Thanks for watching. And tune in every weekday to 98.5 WILD on iHeartRadio from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And check me out doing a wild thing. Alrighty?